We've done similar programs like this in the past, but this is the first time we actually gave the effort that was needed, and we actually went in and took the time and did what we needed to do. So that was the benefit instead of just going through the motion.
You know, we were intentional in these meetings to better understand what makes one another tick and ultimately where we can get better as a team. So between all the hard work that we put in last year and some of the exercises that we did with Trevor has definitely made us a better group.
I think what I really liked was receiving constructive criticism from different groups of people. To me, that was a good way to receive that feedback because it was constructive. In the group, it felt like a safe space to be able to share that information.
Really, it's more about the open dialogue that it's created within our group. It's hard to quantify what that does to your organization. We went through a tremendous period of growth last year, and I'm not sure we would have been able to stick together as a group and have some of the tough conversations that we had.
The group held each other accountable. If I sent an email or if I was behaving a certain way, they would say, hey, time out. Let's pause and come back to this.
It's a little bit easier to talk to people about how I'm feeling so they know where I'm coming from and for them to give me criticism back.
Working together as a team, kind of going through the program as a cohesive team really magnified, these people are going through similar challenges, frustrations or issues, and seeing how different people process things differently and how we kind of coached each other through those.
Personally, I was less aware of what I needed to change. I knew there was things that needed to be done, but I wasn't able to pinpoint it myself. So when y'all came in and started giving tips and listening to the group talk, going around tables and realizing that they have some of the same faults I do, that helped me want to change and grow.
Communication's super critical to our success here at Vivid Impact. Without communication, it's very difficult for us to be able to make the right adjustments as an organization to be successful.
You only have so many seconds, days, minutes on this earth to make a difference. And so you really want to try to arm yourself with the skills, be vulnerable and open to become the best you can. If you're not fully open to where your gaps are and how you close those gaps, you're not going to become the best version of yourself, which in turn helps the organization become the best version of itself.
I've even had one of my bosses come to me recently and say that they have seen a huge change in me and the way that I communicate, which is huge because it's always maybe been an issue for me, but until this, I never even thought about it. So I didn't know it was an issue for me until this training.
Looking back at myself in a similar position as some of these other younger folks that are in the group, it just dawned on me how much more useful that would have been to me 15, 20 years ago to get me ahead rather than going through it over the course of the year.
I think we saw the need because of the explosive growth, and we knew that although that was going to eat up some time, we really needed to take the time to make sure we evaluated who we were as a leadership team so that we could make sure that organization had the foundation to continue to grow and grow and grow and build on the success that we've had.
If it weren't for this program, it would have made the growth period even more difficult than it already was. And it definitely was not easy. The team was able to really understand what everybody was working on and having open conversations with each other and being able to challenge each other and really push each other in ways that we probably wouldn't have done before.
I would say that I would recommend it for others that are looking to enhance relationships and communication amongst a thriving, growing organization.
Anybody that follows this program, just take it with open arms. Don't think that it's going to change your life dramatically. I mean, just a little change is going to make a big difference. So just embrace it.
At Manufacturing Greatness, we don't look for companies that are a hot mess. We look for good companies that want to be great. And we found that in Vivid Impact. The gift of working with Vivid Impact was the continuous improvement mindset of each individual, not trying to fix each other, trying to work at better themselves. Because if each person in that room gets 5% better, the entire organization gets stronger. And this is what Vivid Impact did. So it's a privilege when you can find organizations that are willing to work together, be vulnerable, talk about, how am I showing up? Because how we show up impacts on how people feel And how you make people feel determines the extent to which they can engage with you. So being in that room and then the consistency, every few weeks the team got together for 2 or 3 hours and went into what are they working on, what are they learning, reflecting on how they're working together. So just working with your top of your organization, like Vivid Impact did, you can have an amazing impact on your turnover, your productivity, your safety, and it's surprising what results you'll see.